Hey, what's up YouTube? Kush here. I did some research on some of the magic stuff. Specifically, I looked at limited resources, which was recommended by CC. So, CC, always thank you for like recommending me stuff in the comments. I check out everything you mentioned because, I do want to get better at this game. And it's like a 3-hour video. So far I'm 2 hours in it, and then they're talking about like every single card that's common and uncommon, like what is good and what's not good. And so it got me thinking, like watching a video, because like they're describing things, and I was like, oh, I kind of get that. And then there's some things like what is good in the eyes of these players, and I'm guessing these guys like they play a lot of meta and stuff. So I started looking at some other YouTube videos like best common and uncommon in the game or in this rotation, and I decided to put together a deck. I looked at top 10 list on like websites like Magic the Gathering. It shows you like deck list, and I looked at other people's deck list, and I was like, a lot of people play this card called like Kamano or like Fable the Mirror Breaker or Voltage Surge. So I was considering those cards like meta. So I put together a deck list that uses a bunch of these like really powerful cards. And honestly, I just want to show it off to you guys. So I used a couple of the cards in the newest set, specifically one card that I really like, and I haven't really got to playtest with him yet, but I think is really good. Electrostatic Infantry. This guy just gets boosted every time you cast an instant or a sorcery. And then there's like powerful removal cards like Lightning Strike and also like Heirloom, which are pretty new and they're instant, which I really do like instant. It's kind of like a quick play spell and you can activate it during your opponent's turn, so I really love stuff like that. And I put together this Water Fire deck. Now, I don't really have too many cards that are like mythical or like rare. I would say the only rare card I have that I crafted was Fable the Mirror Breaker, just because a lot of the popular list online use this, and then CC recommended that it's probably going to be one of the better cards this set. So I'm like, well, if I want to make a fire deck, I might as well craft this because I'm going to be using it anyways. So I'm going to go over the deck list real quick and talk about my card choices. Now, this isn't meta. This is just like somebody who played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, plays Magic, and they just made a deck looking at like what other people do. I don't know if any of these card choices are bad. I don't know if the number's bad. It's just literally the deck I made, and I want to show you guys. Fading Hope, because it can bounce, I cut it down to 1, simply because it is searchable, so I feel like 1 copy is enough. There's this new card that came out in the new set. It's called Timely Interface. It can be kicked if I have a fire mana, and I do have fire mana, and I think treasure can be like supplicated as fire, so this can be kicked off pretty easy. It reduces the attack of an opponent's monster by 1, and then if it was kicked, like they have to block, so they have to attack whatever you're using to attack with. But I think the cool part is that you draw 1, so essentially it's kind of like Upstart Goblin, where you use it, you draw 1. Like, I mean, that's kind of strong. And it also has like a semi-removal effect, so I like it. I run 4 of it. Kumano is just really good. I mean, even when I first started playing Magic, I saw people using this card. It's insane. It's literally like a free monster that's really powerful. It does so much. It's like, I don't really know how to explain it. It does so much, and it's crazy that it costs only 1 mana. And then this was a unique one I saw on one of the lists online. Voldemarian Epicure. It's just 1/1, so it's not strong, but it is 1 mana, and it gets you so much advantage. It's really cool. You normal summon it, and then it deals 1 damage straight off the gate, and then you create a blood token, which you can just sacrifice to draw a card. So if you think about it this way, this card is kind of like 2 mana, and when you summon it, you can discard a card, draw a card, and you deal 1 damage. There's a lot of monsters in the set that I noticed are like high attack and like 1 defense, and this card can like pretty much like get rid of them, and also gets you a lot of advantage. Another card, Voltage Surge, is just, I mean, a lot of the top list I see online play this card. I'm guessing it's really good just because it's super quick removal. I wanted to try using negates. I've never tried spell negates. It took me a while to wrap my head around like what a spell negate is, because I thought like these cards are monsters or creatures, but they're actually spells. So it took me a while to figure out that like I could negate the summon of a spell monster. That sounds so weird to say. And in Yu-Gi-Oh, cards like these are really good. Like, really good. I don't know how good it's going to be in Magic, just because negating a monster summon just seems so overpowered. Another card that can negate something is Make Disappear. I reviewed it in one of my earlier episodes, and in this one I'm like, well, I'll finally put it to the test. And I mean, I like it. I really like it. In the early game, you can like stop your opponent from doing something. Spell, monster, sorcery, enchantment, monster. Like, it really doesn't matter. It just stops him. And I'm only running one copy negate. I'm only running one copy of some of the cards because I just want to try them. Like if I have them, I use them. I don't really know if they're super good or not in Magic, so I just want to like test them out. This guy, dude, I freaking love this guy. I want to boost this guy up to like 6, 7 or something and just like attack for game or something. This guy, I really, really want to draw him. I have not played with him yet. Lightning Strike is removal. I'm running 2 just because I think it's a better removal. It's kind of like Voltage Surge, except Voltage Surge only requires 1 mana and this requires 2. The upside to this card is that it deals a little bit more damage without having to sacrifice a monster. Also, you can target your like opponent like directly, so you can like deal damage for game, which might come up. I don't know. Fable, extremely, extremely powerful card. It just does so much. It summons you a monster, which gets you advantage, and then it summons a monster at the end, which gets you more advantage, and then it discards cards and then draws you cards, which is like increases consistency. Really, really cool card. Heirloom is like a removal card. It's you deal 4 damage, and then if you can kick this, and I'm guessing you can use the treasure tokens that are created from Fable to kick this guy, you can like gain 4 life. So the 4 life might actually come up. Not entirely sure, but I do like that my deck does allow me to gain life if I need it. Micromancer can search me a mana value 1 spell from my deck. To me, it's kind of like summon, draw 1. It has decent stats, 3/3, no effect besides that, which kind of does suck. But the spells that it can search are like Voltage Surge, Removal, and Timely Interface is kind of like semi-removal, and Fading Hope is just a bounce. The only problem is that the card you search, you do have to pay additional mana for it, so you'll probably be needing like 5 mana to use like everything since this costs 4 mana. Talus is really cool. It's flying, so it can help me against like flying strategies my opponent might have. Also, if it dies, I can like look at the top 2 cards of my deck and then add one of them to my hand, the other one goes to the graveyard. I mean, it's kind of like when it dies, draw 1. I like that. I like that a lot. Frost Striders from the new set, it is interesting. It is Ward 2, so if it is targeted, I think they have to pay like 2 mana in order to get through its effect. Also, when it enters the battlefield, you can stun an opponent's monster, which stun is new to me. Essentially what stun is that they're tapped, and I guess they're tapped for like 2 turns. So they can't like really do anything for 2 turns. And by then I probably should already be ending the game since I mean this has like 5 mana. And then this guy I'm not really too sure about. I run a lot of spells, so I thought he might be okay. He's only a common, so I'm like not too bad at craft. I'll just throw him in. Tolarian Terror. He has ward also, and he is 7 mana initially, but the more spells you have in your graveyard, instant and sorcery cards, the lower his mana cost goes down. And I think he might come up. I wish he was flying. If he was flying, he'd be amazing. And then I have 4 copies of the tap mana that comes in, and then 4 copies of the other one. And then Storm Carved Coast, which is actually really, really good. And I'm very tempted to craft more copies of this, just because it's probably the best land card I have in my deck. But yeah, that's the list. So yeah, let's just go into some games and see how it goes. Alright, so looking at our opening hand, we have 2 lands. I did cut down the lands too much. I think I have like 22 lands, and I think normally you should have like 26. But I figured that since the deck has a lot of low-cost mana, the deck should be fine. I'll be able to like do my plays and stuff. I mean, right here, dude, Kumano is like coming in clutch right here. I'm gonna deal 1 damage to him, and then like that's my turn 1 play. Next turn, if I can summon a monster, which I don't think I'm going to be able to, it'll gain like a plus counter. So I'll play my other land that's tapped, and that's all I can do for my turn. Okay, so I got a monster. I can destroy that right away. I'm feeling good, dude. My hand makes me feel good. I'm not even going to lie. Lightning Strike right away, so I can play my island. Dude, this hand is good. I'm not going to lie. But okay, Lightning Strike, let's get rid of this. Boom. And that's Dunzo. And then, yeah, he could defend with that. But let's see. I could do this and it'll draw me a card, or I could just bounce it back to his hand, which would probably be better. We'll bounce it. We'll bounce it to his hand. And then, oh my god! Electrostatic Infantry on the top of the deck! Let's go! Next turn, the plays are coming! Alright. So he's gonna have to normal summon that and then pass his turn. Doesn't matter, baby. We got the Dwarf. Okay, Dwarf in attack position. So let's see. This card is target creature gains, or target creature gets -1 attack. So I can lower his attack by 2. I don't think it kills it. But it'll boost my guy up pretty big, which will help. So I can only do it once though. It's not gonna be good enough. So I think what I'm gonna do is just end turn and no attacks. Dude, this dwarf is gonna put in work. I can already tell. He's gonna be amazing. Okay, Gala Greeter is I've seen it before. It's a rare. It's actually pretty decent. I think if he summons something else, right? Oh my gosh, he's summoning everything right now. Okay, so it's gonna get a counter, right? Or something? Or he gets a token. Oh wow. Pass to attackers, and he's gonna end his turn. Kinda wanna do this, but it's not gonna be worth it, I think. I think this might be more worth it. We'll play one of these for now, just because it's a draw. And we'll lower the attack of this dude. Yeah, that was worth, that was worth. Okay, so we drew one off of that. We drew a land. So now we can do a couple things. We have a pop, which is good. We can summon this and search a spell, but we can't even cast it because we won't have enough mana. I think the best thing to do is to pop one of his monsters. I think this one's the best one to pop, right? So we'll pop this. Submit, yep. Then our guy gets bigger. And then we can pop another one. What the heck? Wait, okay. Just kidding. This is so cool. I could pop another one? You know what? Screw it, bro. No, I shouldn't, I shouldn't, I shouldn't. I'm getting greedy. I'm getting very, very greedy. I'll attack. This card is really, really cool. Next damage, boom, boom. And end turn. So next turn, if he chooses to attack me, I can lower his attack, draw one, my guy gets bigger, or I could just pop his thing straight up. That guy's huge. Oh my god, that guy is really huge. What the hell? Huh? Oh, that guy's so huge. Oh, this is bad. Oh, no, 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 no. Create a tap treasure token. That's the attackers. I don't know how I'm gonna get over that, I'm gonna be honest. That guy is really big. Okay, I have to do something here. So we're gonna do this. And we are gonna do this and destroy. This is 4 damage, so we'll destroy this. And my guy gets bigger. Boom. Okay, okay. Drew some land. Not bad. Not gonna really do it, but it is something. He's gonna try to attack next turn. I can try to play it safe, but I think the best thing to do is to search my deck for something. So, searcher, yes. I'll add one of these, because this card's pretty good. And I can't really attack with anything, so no attacks. Right? Yeah, no attacks, no attacks. Whoa, what is that? Okay, what does this do? Destroy target, artifact, or enhancement? No, we destroy my monster! Oh, that's so cool. And he's gonna gain 2 life, right? Damn! That mana is kind of OP. He has so much mana. So, Silverback, which is the new card in the newest set, is similar to Gala Greeter. So they're similar, so like whenever you summon a monster, you get an effect. This enters the battlefield tap, so we'll do that. And let's see. My guy's gonna be big enough to like do that, and I can also do damage to combat. Boom. I don't know what these cards do, and I probably should have read them, but we should be fine. Oh, so I can negate this monster if he summons anything. And honestly, I could probably attack with this too. I probably want to be defending, if anything. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kick it on him. Oh, but it's too late. Ah, I see how that works. Okay, that was my mistake. Because it says has to block if able. But I have to do it not when he declares a block already. I have to do it before. So like during my main phase 1 or whatever. Oh, well that was a mistake. I didn't realize that's how it worked. I thought he might have to double up. Let's do this. And let's do this. This guy's pretty big, and I'm gonna stun that big dude. And next combat. Attack, attack. And I think I'm just gonna do this, right? This. Sacrifice. Sacrifice an artifact. I don't have an artifact, do I? Why is it asking me? Oh, this is not gonna do anything though, right? No, it doesn't do anything. It does it? I don't think so. Cancel. End turn. And that guy's still tapped. Okay, so it does work how I thought it was. He can't like use anything for like 2 turns. Oh, but he still gets effects when he does that. I'm gonna counter his monster. Yeah, dude, negating summon seems really good. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it seems so powerful. Yeah, so I guess the only thing left to do is get rid of this. Boom. Oh, yeah, do this. Get rid of his monster. Submit 0. My dwarf gets a little bigger. Let's go. And that's just attack for game, baby. Attack for game. But yeah, dude, that was insane. Maybe I got lucky, but dude, this deck just it seems good. The main inspiration from this deck was just me looking at all the like really popular cards that I saw like online, and I was really inspired by this specific deck, which I'll put on screen right here. So this is the deck I was really inspired by. I don't know what it's called, but essentially what it is a bunch of low cost. And when I was looking at it, I was like, this is a weird deck. How does this work? It's just a bunch of low cost that you can summon really easy, and like a ton of removal spells. So like you can like stop your opponent, like do like battle ways or whatever. But the thing I really liked about this guy's deck was he only runs 12 mountains, and I was thinking in my head like, wait, why does he run 12 mountains? Isn't he gonna get like drought? He's not gonna see any of his lands. But I think the reason he runs 12 mountains and he takes advantage of having a low mountain count is because he's only running like 1 mana cost monsters, or creatures I should say, that you can summon super easy. And so it doesn't matter if he has 3 mana or like 1 or 2 mana, he's still going to be able to play. All of his spells and everything is really low on mana. And it just like, it inspired me. Because when I was building my deck, I was seeing all these like really cool cards, and I'm like, man, these are such low mana cost cards. And I'm like, like I need to put in some big things. So I mean, I put in some big things, but I like looking at that guy's deck list. I realized you don't really need a lot of land, because if you're not playing big spells, like you don't need the extra mana. It doesn't matter. I'll be working on this deck, a water fire deck, and trying to improve it. But I'll just be playing some ranked games and letting you guys know in the next episode how it goes. And also, feel free to let me know what you think. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day or night. See ya.